They threw my lunch away again. The words cut through the cold afternoon air like a knife. Donovan Hayes stopped walking, his leather shoes splashing in a shallow puddle. He turned toward the voice. There, beside the steps of the Riverside Community Kitchen, stood a little girl. 8 years old, maybe. Black braids pulled back tight. Yellow raincoat too thin for November. Shoes soaked completely through. In her small hands, she held a battered lunchbox. Pink. Covered in faded unicorn stickers peeling at the edges. Donovan blinked. Adjusted his umbrella. "What did you say?" The girl looked up. Her eyes were red but fierce. "They threw it away," she repeated. "My lunch." Again. She opened the lunchbox. Inside sat a scoop of white rice, a piece of cornbread wrapped in a paper towel, and a bruised apple rolling in the corner. "They said it looked gross," she whispered. "Said it smelled like poor people food." Donovan felt something tighten in his chest. The city moved around them. Cars honking. People rushing past. Rain tapping against concrete. But none of it reached him. He only saw her small fingers gripping that lunchbox like it held everything she had left. "What's your name?" he asked, crouching down to her level. "Sky." "How old are you?" 8. "Where are your parents?" Sky looked down at her wet shoes. "My dad died. My mom's working. She cleans offices at night. I'm supposed to be at school but I walked here instead." "Why?" "Because I hate it there." Donovan studied her face. This wasn't just a sad kid. This was someone who'd been carrying weight too heavy for her age. "Who threw your lunch away, Sky?" Her voice dropped even quieter. "The kids at my table." And the lunch lady laughed. She said maybe I should bring something nicer next time. Before we dive into this story, tell us where in the world you're watching from and what time it is right now. Someone near you might be watching too. And don't forget to subscribe to support and appreciate the work we do on this channel. Donovan's jaw tightened. He'd built a billion-dollar restaurant empire from nothing. Started with one food truck in Brooklyn. Now he owned chains across 20 states. But 30 years ago, he was the kid everyone called Trash Lunch Boy. He remembered every single face that laughed. "Can you show me your school?" he asked. Sky hesitated. "You'll tell them I left?" "No. But I want to see where this happened." She studied him carefully. Adults usually lied. But something in his voice felt different. "Okay," she whispered. "It's close." They walked together under his umbrella. Her tiny hand held the edge of his coat sleeve. Every few steps, she glanced up like she expected him to disappear. When they reached Lincoln Elementary, the building looked cheerful from outside. Bright murals. A banner reading, "Kindness Counts." But Sky's body tensed the moment she saw it. "That's where they laugh," she said, pointing toward the cafeteria windows. Donovan looked inside. Children lined up with trays. 2 different colors. Blue trays and red trays. The blue trays carried chicken nuggets, fruit cups, chocolate milk. The red trays carried plain sandwiches and small cartons of white milk. "Why are the trays different colors?" Donovan asked. Sky's voice was barely audible. "Red means free lunch. Blue means your parents paid." Before Donovan could respond, the cafeteria doors burst open. A group of kids ran out, spotted Sky, and froze. Then one boy pointed and laughed. "Hey!" Trash Lunch Girl came back. Another girl covered her mouth, giggling. "Did you bring dog food today?" A third kid made gagging sounds. "Your lunch smells like a dumpster." Sky tried to hide behind Donovan's legs. And that's when Donovan saw the teacher standing in the doorway. Watching. Doing nothing. Just watching with a bored expression while a child got destroyed. Something inside Donovan snapped. He looked down at Sky, then back at the school. And he made a decision that would change both their lives forever. "That's enough," Donovan said sharply. His voice carried across the playground. Deep. Commanding. The kind of voice that silenced boardrooms. The kids stopped laughing. But only for a second. "Who are you?" one boy asked, smirking. "Her rich uncle or something?" "I'm someone who knows better than to mock a child for being poor," Donovan replied coldly. The smirk faded slightly. A teacher finally approached. Mid-40s. Tired eyes. Clipboard in hand. "Sir, you can't be on school property without clearance. I'm Donovan Hayes. And I'm about to become this school's biggest problem." The teacher blinked. Recognition flickered across her face. "The Donovan Hayes?" She stammered. "From Hayes Restaurant Group?" "The same. And I just watched you stand there while children bullied this little girl." The teacher's face went red. "I was supervising. I can't control what kids say to each other. You can when it's happening 3 feet in front of you." She opened her mouth to argue. Then closed it. Donovan turned to Sky. "Come on. Let's go." They walked away from the school in silence. After 2 blocks, Sky finally spoke. "They won't stop, you know. Even if you yell at them." Donovan looked down at her. "Maybe not today. But I can change some things." "Like what?" "Like making sure no kid ever feels ashamed of their lunch again." Sky said nothing. But something in her eyes softened. They reached a small cafe on the corner. Warm light glowed through steamed windows. "Have you eaten today?" Donovan asked. Sky shook her head. "Come on." Inside, the cafe smelled like fresh bread and coffee. Donovan ordered hot chocolate and a turkey sandwich. Sky sat across from him, hands wrapped around the warm mug. "Thank you," she whispered. "You're welcome." She took a small sip. Then looked up at him. "Why are you helping me? You don't know me." "Because someone should have helped me when I was your age." Sky tilted her head, studying him carefully. "You got bullied too?" "Every single day." "For your lunch?" Donovan nodded. "And my shoes. And my clothes. And where I lived." Sky's expression shifted. Like she'd found someone who understood. They sat quietly for a moment. Then Sky's eyes suddenly locked onto something behind Donovan. Her entire body went still. "What's wrong?" Donovan asked. "Those men," she whispered. "By the counter." Donovan glanced over. 2 men in dark coats. Speaking quietly. One checked his watch. The other held a small black case. "What about them?" "They're speaking Mandarin." "You understand Mandarin?" Sky nodded. "My dad taught me. He was a translator before he died. He taught me Mandarin, Spanish, and French." Donovan raised his eyebrows. "That's impressive." Sky wasn't smiling. Her face looked scared. "What are they saying?" Donovan asked gently. She leaned forward, voice dropping to barely a whisper. "They're talking about poisoning someone. Tonight. At a restaurant opening." Donovan's blood went cold. "What restaurant?" She listened more carefully. Her eyes widened. "Hayes Steakhouse. Downtown. The new one opening tonight." Donovan's heart stopped. That was his restaurant. His grand opening. The mayor was coming. Press everywhere. 500 guests. "Are you sure?" he asked urgently. Sky nodded. One of them just said, once the ventilation system activates, everyone inside gets sick. They'll blame the food. Hayes loses everything. Donovan's mind raced. This couldn't be real. An 8-year-old overhearing an assassination plot in a random cafe? But Sky's face wasn't lying. She was terrified. And somehow, Donovan knew she was telling the truth. He pulled out his phone, fingers shaking slightly. But before he could dial, one of the men turned. Looked directly at their table. And his eyes locked onto Sky. The man's eyes narrowed. He said something to his partner in Mandarin. Fast. Urgent. Sky's hand gripped Donovan's arm. He heard me, she whispered. He knows I understood. Donovan stood up immediately. We're leaving. Now. He dropped cash on the table. Grabbed Sky's hand. Moved toward the door. But the two men were already moving too. Wait, one called out in English. Excuse me. Sir. Donovan didn't stop. They pushed through the cafe door into the cold street. Rain still falling. People everywhere. Donovan pulled Sky close, walking fast. Behind them, footsteps quickened. Sir. Please wait. Donovan turned sharply into a crowded department store. Through the aisles. Past racks of clothing. Toward the back exit. Sky kept pace, breathing hard. They burst out the back door into an alley. Donovan pulled out his phone. Dialed security at his restaurant. Hayes Steakhouse downtown. Evacuate the building now. Sir. The voice sounded confused. I said evacuate. Full sweep. Check the ventilation system. There's a threat. What kind of threat? Just do it. He hung up. Then dialed 911. Within minutes, police surrounded Hayes Steakhouse. Bomb squad arrived. Hazmat teams swept the building. Donovan and Sky waited 3 blocks away, inside a taxi with the meter running. Sky sat small and quiet, staring out the window. You okay? Donovan asked gently. She nodded. But her hands still shook. 20 minutes later, Donovan's phone rang. Security chief. Voice tight. Sir, you need to hear this. What did you find? Donovan's stomach dropped. Chemical canisters. Hidden inside the ventilation ducts. Timed release. Set to go off at 8 p.m. during your opening speech. Donovan closed his eyes. If he'd gone ahead with the event. If 500 people had been inside. If Sky hadn't warned him. Sir? You still there? Yeah. I'm here. Police want to know how you knew. Donovan looked at Sky. Tell them someone who cares was paying attention. He hung up. Turned to Sky. You saved my life. You know that? Sky blinked. I just told you what I heard. Most people wouldn't have listened. Wouldn't have believed an 8-year-old. Tears suddenly filled her eyes. Nobody ever believes me, she whispered. At school. At home. Nobody thinks I notice things. Donovan's chest tightened. I believe you, he said firmly. And I'm going to make sure other people do too. Sky wiped her eyes quickly. Can I go home now? My mom's probably worried. Where do you live? Sky gave him an address. East Side. The kind of neighborhood Donovan used to know too well. The taxi drove through darkening streets. Past crumbling buildings. Boarded windows. Broken streetlights. They stopped in front of a small apartment complex. Paint peeling. Steps cracked. This is it, Skye said quietly. Donovan paid the driver. Walked her to the door. A woman appeared in the doorway. Thin. Exhausted. Eyes filled with panic. Skye. Where have you been? I've been calling the school. Mom, I'm sorry. The woman pulled Skye into a tight hug. Then looked up at Donovan. Who are you? Donovan Hayes. Your daughter saved my life today. The woman blinked, confused. What? It's a long story. Can I come in? The woman hesitated. Then nodded slowly. Inside, the apartment was small but clean. Worn furniture. No TV. Just books stacked everywhere. The woman's name was Claire Winters. And when Donovan explained what happened, she stared at Skye with shock. You understood Mandarin? At a cafe? And warned him? Skye nodded. Claire's hands trembled. Mr. Hayes, I don't understand. Why are you here? Because your daughter has an extraordinary gift. And I want to help you both. Claire's eyes filled with tears. We don't need charity. It's not charity. It's gratitude. Before Claire could respond, Donovan's phone buzzed. A news alert. Breaking, terror plot foiled at Hayes Steakhouse. Suspects arrested. Anonymous tip saved hundreds. Claire read the screen over his shoulder. Her face went pale. That was real? That actually happened? Donovan nodded. And your daughter is the only reason anyone is alive. Claire looked at Skye. Then back at Donovan. And in that moment, their lives became permanently connected. Claire stood frozen, staring at her daughter. You could have been hurt, she whispered. Those men could have followed you home. But they didn't, Skye said quietly. Because Mr. Hayes protected you. Claire turned to Donovan. Thank you. But we can't accept anything from you. Why not? Because people like you don't help people like us without wanting something back. Donovan studied her face. Saw the walls built from years of disappointment. I don't want anything, he said gently. Just to say thank you properly. You already did. Now please leave. Mom, Skye interrupted. He's trying to help. Claire's jaw tightened. We don't need help. We're fine. But they weren't fine. Donovan could see it everywhere. The cracked walls. The single light bulb hanging from the ceiling. The refrigerator humming too loud because it was dying. How long have you lived here? He asked. Claire crossed her arms. That's not your business. 2 years, Skye answered quietly. Since Dad died. The room went silent. Claire's face crumpled for just a second. Then hardened again. Donovan softened his voice. I'm sorry. What happened? Claire looked away. Car accident. Drunk driver. Marcus didn't survive. Skye's hands balled into fists. She stared at the floor. After that, Claire continued, voice flat, I couldn't afford our old place. Lost my job because I kept missing work. Couldn't think straight. Couldn't function. She swallowed hard. They said I had depression. Maybe PTSD. I don't know. I just know everything fell apart. And you've been alone since then? Donovan asked. Claire nodded. My family's gone. His family blamed me for the accident. Said if I'd been driving instead, he'd still be alive. That's not fair. Nothing's fair, Mr. Hayes. That's life. Donovan glanced at Skye. The little girl stood quiet, absorbing everything like she'd heard it 1,000 times. Have you gotten help? Donovan asked gently. Therapy? Claire laughed bitterly. With what money? I clean offices at night for minimum wage. Can barely pay rent. What about Sky's school? Claire's face tightened. They provide lunch. That's all I can ask for. Even when kids throw it away. Claire flinched. Sky told you about that? I saw it happen. Tears filled Claire's eyes. She turned away quickly, wiping them. I do my best, she whispered. I pack what I can. I know it's not fancy. But it's food. It's more than food, Donovan said firmly. It's love. And those kids have no right to mock it. Claire said nothing. Just stood with her back to them, shoulders shaking. Sky walked over. Hugged her mother from behind. It's okay, Mom. No, it's not, Claire whispered. You deserve better. You deserve so much better. Donovan felt something break inside him. He'd spent years building wealth. Buying things. Chasing success. But standing in this broken apartment, watching a mother and daughter hold each other together, he realized something. He'd forgotten what actually mattered. Let me help you, he said quietly. Claire turned around, eyes red. Why? Why do you care? Because 30 years ago, I was that kid eating trash lunch. And nobody helped me. Nobody believed me. Nobody saw me. He looked at Sky. But your daughter saw me. And now I want to see you both. Claire's lip trembled. What are you offering? Real help. Therapy for you. A better school for Sky. A place to live that doesn't have mold in the corners. Claire shook her head. That's too much. It's not enough. Silence filled the room. Then Sky spoke up. Mom, let him help. Please. Claire looked at her daughter. Then at Donovan. Why would you do this for strangers? Because you're not strangers anymore, Donovan said. Your daughter saved 500 lives. That makes you family. Claire's face softened. Before she could respond, Donovan's phone buzzed. A text from his head of security. Media found out about the girl. They're running the story. Her name's about to go public. Donovan's blood went cold. The men from the cafe were still out there. And now they'd know exactly who warned him. Donovan's face went pale. What's wrong? Claire asked. He showed her the text message. Claire read it. Her hand flew to her mouth. They're going to print Sky's name? They already did. It's live. Right now. No. No, no, no. Claire's breathing quickened. Those men. The ones from the cafe. They'll know where she lives. Sky's eyes widened. Are we in danger? Donovan moved fast. Grabbed his phone. Called his security team. I need protection at this address. Now. 2 guards minimum. Armed. He gave them Claire's apartment location. They'll be here in 10 minutes, he said. But you can't stay here tonight. Where are we supposed to go? Claire's voice rose with panic. My house. It's secure. Gated. Cameras everywhere. Claire shook her head. I can't just move into a stranger's house. You don't have a choice. Those men know who Sky is. They know she exposed them. Mom, Sky whispered. I'm scared. Claire's resistance crumbled. She pulled Sky close. Okay. Okay. Just for tonight. Donovan nodded. Pack what you need. Fast. Claire and Sky moved quickly. Threw clothes into a garbage bag. Grabbed Sky's stuffed rabbit. A photo of Marcus in a cracked frame. Within minutes, they were in Donovan's car. Speeding through the city. Skye sat in the back, clutching her rabbit. Watching the lights blur past. Claire sat rigid in the front seat. Hands in her lap. Silent. "I know this is scary," Donovan said quietly. Claire didn't respond. They drove through wealthier neighborhoods now. Bigger houses. Wider streets. Trees lining every block. Finally, they reached tall iron gates. Donovan pressed a button. The gates swung open. The house was massive. 3 stories. Modern glass and stone. Lights glowing warm from every window. Skye's mouth fell open. "You live here? Alone?" Donovan parked. "Yeah. Just me." They walked inside. The foyer was bigger than Claire's entire apartment. Marble floors. High ceilings. Art on the walls. Claire looked around, uncomfortable. "This is too much." "It's safe," Donovan said. "That's what matters." He showed them to a guest room upstairs. King-sized bed. Private bathroom. Clean towels folded perfectly. "Get some rest," he said. "We'll figure everything out tomorrow." Claire nodded stiffly. "Thank you." Donovan closed the door. Walked back downstairs. In the kitchen, he poured himself whiskey. Hands shaking slightly. His eyes drifted to a photo on the counter. Vanessa. His late wife. Beautiful. Smiling. Frozen in a moment before everything fell apart. She died 3 years ago. Cancer. Fast and brutal. Donovan had shut down after that. Threw himself into work. Built his empire bigger. Filled his life with noise so he wouldn't hear the silence. But standing here tonight, with a broken family sleeping upstairs, he felt something he hadn't felt in years. Purpose. He touched the photo gently. "I don't know what I'm doing, Vanessa. But I think I'm supposed to help them." The house stayed quiet. Donovan finished his drink. Turned off the lights. Headed upstairs. But before he reached his room, he heard soft crying. He followed the sound. Skye's room. He knocked gently. "Skye. You okay?" The door opened. Skye stood there, eyes red, clutching her stuffed rabbit. "I can't sleep," she whispered. "Bad dreams?" She nodded. Donovan crouched down. "You're safe here. I promise." "What if those men find us?" "They won't." "How do you know?" "Because I won't let them." Skye studied his face. Looking for lies. Found none. "Why are you being so nice to us?" Donovan hesitated. Then told the truth. "Because my wife died 3 years ago. And I've been alone ever since. And tonight, helping you and your mom, I felt alive again." Skye's expression softened. "Did you love her?" "Very much." "Do you still miss her?" "Every single day." Skye was quiet for a moment. Then hugged him. Donovan froze. Then slowly hugged her back. "Thank you for saving us," Skye whispered. "You saved me first," he replied. She pulled back. Smiled a little. "Good night, Mr. Hayes." "Good night, Skye." She closed the door. Donovan stood there, throat tight. Then his phone buzzed. Unknown number. He answered. "Hello?" A cold voice responded. "You took something from us, Mr. Hayes. We're going to take something from you." The line went dead. Donovan didn't sleep that night. He sat in his security room, watching camera feeds. Every angle. Every corner. 2 guards patrolled outside. Motion sensors armed. Nothing moved without him knowing. But the threat still echoed in his head. "We're going to take something from you." Morning came slowly. Donovan made coffee. Started breakfast. Eggs. Toast. Fresh fruit. He heard footsteps on the stairs. Claire appeared. Hair messy. Eyes tired. She wore the same clothes from yesterday. "Morning," Donovan said. She nodded stiffly. "Sky's still sleeping." "Good. She needs rest." Claire stood awkwardly in the doorway. "I should leave. Go back home. This isn't right. It's not safe yet." "Then when?" "When the police arrest everyone involved. That could take weeks." "Then you stay weeks." Claire's jaw tightened. "We can't live here. We're not charity cases." Donovan set down his coffee. "I never said you were." "Then what are we?" "People I care about. You don't even know us." "I'm starting to." Silence filled the kitchen. Claire looked away. "This is too much. You don't owe us anything. Your daughter saved 500 lives. I owe her everything. She just told you what she heard. And most people wouldn't have believed her." Donovan stepped closer. "But I did. And now she's in danger because of me. So yes, I owe you both." Claire's defenses wavered. "Why do you really want to help us?" she asked quietly. Donovan exhaled. "Because 3 years ago, my wife died. And I shut down. Stopped living. Just worked and worked until I couldn't feel anything." He paused. "But yesterday, when I met Sky, something changed. I felt something again. Purpose. Connection. Hope." Claire's eyes softened. "I'm not trying to replace my wife," Donovan continued. "Or fix my grief. I just want to help someone who deserves it." Claire looked down. "I don't deserve anything." "Yes, you do. You don't know what I've been through." "Then tell me." Claire hesitated. Then spoke. "After Marcus died, I fell apart. Stopped eating. Stopped caring. Sky had to take care of me. An 8-year-old taking care of her mother." Her voice cracked. "I failed her. Every single day." "No," Donovan said firmly. "You survived. That's not failing. I let her eat trash lunches while kids mocked her. You gave her what you could. With what you had. It wasn't enough. It was love. And that's everything." Tears spilled down Claire's face. She covered her mouth, turning away. Donovan stepped closer. Not touching. Just present. "Let me help you," he said softly. "Real help. Therapy. Time to heal. A chance to be the mother you want to be." Claire sobbed quietly. Then Sky's voice came from the stairs. "Mom?" Claire wiped her eyes quickly. "I'm okay, baby." Sky ran down. Hugged her mother tight. Donovan watched them. This broken family trying to hold each other together. And something inside him shifted. He wasn't just helping strangers anymore. He was becoming part of something. Later that morning, Donovan made calls. Found the best trauma therapist in the city. Dr. Ellen Brooks. Specialized in grief and PTSD. Scheduled Claire's first appointment for tomorrow. Then enrolled Sky in Riverside Academy. Private school. No lunch shaming. No bullying tolerance. When he told Claire, she cried again. "You don't have to do this." "I want to." "Why?" "Because you both deserve a second chance. That afternoon, while Sky watched cartoons, Donovan and Claire sat on the porch. Rain had stopped. Sun breaking through clouds. "Can I ask you something?" Claire said. "Anything. What was your wife like?" Donovan smiled sadly. "Strong. Funny. She saw through all my walls." "How long were you married?" 10 years. "Do you still love her?" "Always." Claire nodded. "Marcus and I were together 12 years. I still talk to him sometimes. Like he's listening. Maybe he is." They sat quietly. Comfortable silence. Then Donovan's phone rang. "Detective Harris. Lead investigator on the poisoning case. Mr. Hayes, we have a problem." "What?" "The two men from the cafe. They made bail." Donovan's blood froze. "How?" "Anonymous donor. Posted 2 million cash. They're gone." "Where?" "We don't know. They disappeared." Donovan's chest tightened. "Find them." "We're trying." Donovan hung up. Looked at the house where Claire and Sky sat safe. For now. 3 weeks passed. Claire started therapy with Dr. Brooks. Twice a week. Hard sessions. Lots of tears. But slowly, something shifted. She started sleeping better. Eating more. Smiling occasionally. Sky noticed first. "Mom laughed today," she told Donovan one evening. "Like really laughed. That's wonderful. I haven't heard that sound in 2 years." Donovan felt warmth spread through his chest. He'd moved them into his guest house. Separate space. Privacy. But still close enough for protection. Security stayed tight. Guards rotating shifts. Cameras everywhere. The men from the cafe were still missing. But life moved forward anyway. Sky started at Riverside Academy. Loved it immediately. No bullying. Teachers who listened. Kids who didn't care about lunch trays. She came home every day excited. Talking about friends. Projects. Everything. Claire got stronger too. Started helping around the house. Cooking dinners. Organizing things. Not because she had to. Because she wanted to contribute. One evening, she made roasted chicken. Vegetables. Fresh bread. Donovan sat at the table, stunned. "You didn't have to do this." "I wanted to," Claire said. "You've done so much for us." They ate together. The three of them. Like a family. Sky talked about her science project. Claire smiled. Donovan listened. It felt right. Natural. Like something that was always meant to happen. After dinner, Sky went upstairs to read. Claire and Donovan cleaned dishes together. "Can I ask you something personal?" Claire said. "Sure. Do you ever think about dating again?" Donovan paused. "Sometimes. But it feels wrong. Like I'm betraying Vanessa. She wouldn't want you alone forever." "I know. But knowing and doing are different things." Claire nodded. "I feel the same way about Marcus. Like moving on means forgetting him. It doesn't." "I know. Dr. Brooks keeps telling me that." They finished the dishes in comfortable silence. Then Claire spoke quietly. "You've changed my life, Donovan. You know that?" He looked at her. "You've changed mine too." Their eyes met. Something unspoken passed between them. Not love. Not yet. But possibility. Claire looked away first. Cleared her throat. "I should check on Sky." "Yeah. Good night, Claire. Good night. She left the kitchen. Donovan stood there alone, heart beating faster than it should. Later that night, he couldn't sleep. Walked downstairs. Made tea. Stared out the window. The moon hung full and bright. His phone buzzed. Detective Harris. We found one of them. Which one? The younger guy. Chen. He's talking. Giving us names. Good. But there's something you need to know. What? This wasn't just about your restaurant. It was personal. What do you mean? 10 years ago, your company bought out a manufacturing plant. You remember that? Vaguely. The owner killed himself after the sale. Financial ruin. Left behind a son. Donovan's stomach dropped. Chen's father. Exactly. This whole thing was revenge. He's been planning it for years. Why poison the restaurant? To destroy your reputation. Your legacy. Everything you built. Is he working alone? No. There's someone else. Someone bigger. Chen won't give the name yet. Keep pushing. We will. Donovan hung up. His hands shook slightly. Someone wanted him destroyed. And they'd used a dead man's son to do it. He looked toward the guest house. Lights still on in Claire's window. She was safe. Sky was safe. That's all that mattered. But as Donovan turned to go back upstairs, he didn't see the figure standing in the shadows beyond the gate. Watching. Waiting. Recording everything. A woman with sharp eyes and a bitter smile. She lifted her phone. Took photos. Sent them to someone. Text message, he replaced her already. With some poor woman and her kid. Pathetic. Response, good. Let him get attached. Then we take them away. The woman smiled coldly. Vanessa's sister, Rochelle, had been watching for weeks. And now she was ready to make her move. 6 weeks had passed since that first night. Claire looked different now. Healthier. Stronger. Her eyes brighter. She laughed more. Slept through the nights. Started painting again, something she hadn't done since Marcus died. Donovan watched her transform. And somewhere along the way, his feelings changed too. It happened slowly. Small moments stacking into something bigger. The way she hummed while cooking. How she listened when he talked about Vanessa. The gentle way she corrected Sky without breaking her spirit. One evening, they sat on the porch after Sky went to bed. Stars scattered across the sky. Crickets singing. Claire wrapped a blanket around her shoulders. It's cold tonight, she said. Winter's coming. They sat quietly. Comfortable in the silence. Then Claire spoke. I've been thinking about something. What? About how lucky we got. Meeting you that day. Donovan shook his head. I'm the lucky one. How? Because you reminded me I'm still alive. That life didn't end when Vanessa died. Claire turned to look at him. Her eyes soft. Do you think she'd be okay with this? With us being here? Donovan smiled sadly. She'd be happy I wasn't alone anymore. That's not what I asked. He understood what she meant. Yes. I think she'd approve. Claire's breath caught slightly. Their eyes held. Donovan felt something shift. A pull he hadn't felt in years. He leaned closer. Claire didn't move away. Their faces inches apart. Then the porch light flicked on. Sky stood in the doorway, rubbing her eyes. I had a bad dream. The moment broke. Claire stood quickly. Come here, baby. She led Sky back inside. Donovan sat alone, heart still racing. The next morning, he made a decision. "Claire, can we talk?" She looked up from breakfast. "Sure. I want you to meet someone." "Who?" "My family. Vanessa's family, actually. Her mother lives nearby. I think it's time." Claire's face went pale. "Are you sure? They should know about you. About Sky. About how you've changed my life. What if they don't like us?" "They will." But Claire looked terrified. That afternoon, they drove to a quiet neighborhood. Older homes. Well-kept lawns. Donovan pulled up to a white house with blue shutters. "This is it," he said. Claire gripped Sky's hand tight. They walked to the door. Donovan knocked. An older woman answered. Kind face. Gray hair. Warm smile. "Donovan." She hugged him. "I wasn't expecting you. I brought some people to meet you." The woman looked past him. Saw Claire and Sky. Her smile stayed, but something flickered in her eyes. "This is Claire and her daughter Sky," Donovan said. "They've been staying with me." "Oh." The woman's voice changed slightly. "I see." Before Donovan could explain further, another voice came from inside. "Mom, who's at the door?" A woman appeared. Tall. Sharp features. Cold eyes. She looked at Donovan. Then at Claire. Her face twisted with fury. "What is this?" she hissed. "Rochelle," Donovan started. "Let me explain." "Explain what?" "That you moved your dead wife's replacement into her house?" "That's not what this is." "Then what is it?" Rochelle stepped onto the porch. Got close to Claire's face. "Who are you?" Claire's voice shook. "I'm Claire. We're just." "You're just what?" "Playing house with my sister's husband." "He's not your sister's husband anymore," Claire said quietly. "Vanessa's gone." Rochelle's hand flew up. Slapped Claire hard across the face. Sky screamed. Donovan grabbed Rochelle's arm. "That's enough." Rochelle jerked free. Tears streaming down her face. "You don't get to replace her. You don't get to move on like she never existed." "I'm not replacing anyone." "Yes, you are." Rochelle pointed at Claire. "With some random woman and her kid? That's what Vanessa's worth to you. Vanessa would want me to be happy." "Liar." Rochelle's voice broke. "She's barely been gone 3 years and you've already forgotten her." "I could never forget her." "Then prove it. Get rid of them." Silence. Donovan's voice went cold. "No." Rochelle stared at him. Disbelief and rage mixing. "Then you're dead to me." She stormed back inside. Slammed the door. Vanessa's mother stood on the porch, torn. Eyes apologetic. "I'm sorry, Donovan." "She's still grieving." "We all are," he said quietly. They walked back to the car in silence. Claire's cheek still red from the slap. Sky crying softly. Donovan started the engine. But before they pulled away, he saw Rochelle watching from the window. Phone pressed to her ear. Face twisted with determination. And Donovan knew. This wasn't over. Family betrayal hits different, doesn't it? If you've ever dealt with someone who couldn't let go of the past, drop a comment and tell us your story. And if you're wondering how Donovan protects his new family from Rochelle's rage, hit that subscribe button. You won't want to miss what happens next. We post stories like this every week, stories about real people facing impossible choices. Claire didn't speak the entire drive home. Her cheek still red. Eyes distant. Skye sat in the back, quiet, watching her mother with worried eyes. When they arrived, Claire went straight to the guest house. "I need to be alone," she said. The door closed. Donovan stood outside, helpless. Skye tugged his sleeve. "Is Mom okay?" "I don't know. That woman was mean." "Yeah. She was. Why does she hate us?" "Because she's hurting. And hurt people hurt other people." Skye nodded slowly. "Like the kids at my old school." "Exactly like that." That night, Donovan couldn't sleep. He sat on his porch, staring at the guest house lights. Around midnight, Claire emerged. Walked over slowly. Sat beside him. Her cheek had faded to a bruise. "I'm sorry," Donovan said. "For what?" "For bringing you there. For exposing you to that." Claire shook her head. "You didn't know she'd react that way. I should have warned you. Rochelle loved Vanessa more than anyone. She hasn't moved on. Maybe she's right." "About what?" "About me being a replacement." Donovan turned sharply. "You're not." "How do you know?" Claire's voice cracked. "Maybe I'm just convenient. A broken woman who needed saving. Someone to fill the empty space." "That's not true." "Then what am I, Donovan?" He looked into her eyes. "You're the person who made me feel alive again. Who showed me life doesn't end with grief." Claire's breath caught. "I'm falling in love with you," Donovan said quietly. "Not because you remind me of Vanessa. But because you're you." Tears spilled down Claire's face. "I don't know if I'm ready for this." "Then we'll wait." "What if I never am?" "Then I'll still be here." "Why?" "Because some things are worth waiting for." Claire covered her mouth, sobbing softly. Donovan pulled her close. She collapsed against his chest. They sat like that for a long time. When Claire finally pulled back, her eyes were red but clearer. "I need time," she whispered. "Take all you need." She kissed his cheek gently. Then went back to the guest house. Donovan sat alone, heart full and breaking at the same time. 2 weeks passed. Claire stayed distant. Polite but careful. Building walls again. Donovan gave her space. Didn't push. Just stayed present. Then one morning, she knocked on his door. "Can we talk?" "Of course." They sat in his living room. Morning light streaming through windows. "I've been thinking," Claire said. "About everything. And I'm scared. Terrified, actually." "Of what?" "Of this. Of us. Of losing someone again." Donovan nodded. "I'm scared too." "Really?" "Every day. But I'd rather be scared with you than safe alone." Claire's eyes filled with tears. "I love you," she whispered. "I think I have for weeks. But I didn't want to admit it." "Why?" "Because loving you means betraying Marcus. Moving on. Letting go. It doesn't mean forgetting." "I know. Dr. Brooks keeps telling me that." "She's right." Claire laughed through tears. "When did you get so wise?" "When I met a woman who showed me how to live again." They kissed. Soft. Gentle. Full of promise. When they pulled apart, Donovan was smiling. "Marry me." Claire's eyes went wide. "What?" "Marry me. Not today. Not tomorrow. But someday. When you're ready." Claire's hands shook. "Donovan, that's too fast. Too much." She shook her head. "It's perfect." "Is that a yes?" "It's a maybe." A beautiful maybe. Donovan laughed. I'll take it. They held each other close. Neither of them saw the car parked down the street. Or the woman inside taking photos. Rochelle lowered her camera. Smiled coldly. Then dialed a number. It's me. I need your help. The voice on the other end responded. What kind of help? The kind that destroys people. I'm listening. Rochelle's smile widened. There's a woman. She's stealing my sister's life. I want her gone. Gone how? However it takes. That'll cost you. I don't care. Name your price. The voice laughed darkly. Consider it done. Rochelle hung up. Stared at the photo of Claire and Donovan kissing. And whispered to herself. You took my sister's place. Now I'll make sure you lose everything. 3 months passed like a dream. Claire said yes officially. Not maybe. Yes. Donovan proposed properly. In the garden. Sunset. Sky watching from the window, grinning. Claire cried happy tears. Slid the ring on. Whispered yes 100 times. Planning began immediately. Small ceremony. Close friends only. Nothing flashy. Just love. Simple and real. Sky was thrilled. Can I be the flower girl? Of course, Claire said, hugging her. Can I pick my dress? Any dress you want. Even purple? Even purple. Sky danced around the room. Claire watched her daughter, heart full. This is really happening, she whispered to Donovan. It really is. But not everyone was happy. Rochelle watched from a distance. Waiting. Planning. She met with her contact again. A man named Trevor Kane. Corporate rival. Someone who'd hated Donovan for years. They sat in a dark restaurant. Speaking quietly. The wedding's in 2 weeks, Rochelle said. And you want what exactly? Trevor asked. I want her gone. Scared. Broken. Killed. Rochelle hesitated. Then shook her head. No. That's too easy. I want Donovan to suffer. To feel what I felt losing my sister. So we take the woman. Make him watch her disappear. Exactly. Trevor smiled coldly. That can be arranged. How? Leave that to me. Just give me the details. Date. Location. Security. Rochelle slid an envelope across the table. Everything you need. Trevor opened it. Studied the papers inside. This is good. Very good. And you're sure your people can pull this off? My people have done worse. Rochelle nodded. Just don't hurt the kid. The kid's not part of this? No. Just the woman. Fine. Trevor tucked the envelope away. You'll have your revenge. When? The day he thinks he's happiest. Rochelle's smile was bitter and cold. Perfect. Back at Donovan's house, everything felt peaceful. Claire tried on wedding dresses. Sky helped choose. This one. Sky pointed at a simple white dress. Elegant. Beautiful. You think so? You'll look like a princess, Mom. Claire laughed. I'm too old to be a princess. No, you're not. Donovan appeared in the doorway. You look beautiful. Claire blushed. You're not supposed to see the dress before the wedding. I don't believe in bad luck anymore. Why not? Because meeting you was the luckiest thing that ever happened to me. Claire's eyes filled with tears. Stop making me cry. I'll ruin the dress. Then I'll buy you another one. They kissed softly. Sky made a face. Gross. You guys kiss too much. They laughed. That night, after Sky went to bed, Donovan and Claire sat together. 2 weeks, Claire said. Then I'm officially Mrs. Hayes. Scared? Terrified. Me too. Really? Every single day. But I want this. I want you. I want us. Claire leaned against him. I never thought I'd be happy again. Neither did I. They sat in comfortable silence. Then Donovan's phone buzzed. Detective Harris. Mr. Hayes, we have an update. About Chen? Yes. He finally gave us the name. The person funding the whole operation. Who? Trevor Kane. CEO of Kane Industries. Donovan's blood went cold. Trevor Kane. His biggest competitor. Someone he'd outbid on contracts for years. Are you sure? Positive. Chen had emails. Bank transfers. Everything. Where is Trevor now? That's the problem. We can't find him. He disappeared 3 days ago. Donovan's chest tightened. Find him. We're trying. Donovan hung up. Looked at Claire sleeping peacefully against his shoulder. Something felt wrong. Trevor disappearing right before the wedding. Too convenient. Too planned. He pulled out his phone. Called his head of security. Double the guards at the wedding. Triple the perimeter checks. I want everyone screened. Sir, is there a threat? I don't know. But I'm not taking chances. Understood. Donovan hung up. Watched Claire sleep. And prayed he was wrong. But 2 weeks later, on the morning of the wedding, everything felt too perfect. Too calm. Too quiet. Like the world was holding its breath. And Donovan couldn't shake the feeling. Something terrible was about to happen. The morning arrived with golden sunshine. Perfect weather. Clear skies. No clouds. Claire stood in front of the mirror, wearing her dress. Hair styled. Makeup gentle. She looked beautiful. Sky appeared behind her, wearing purple like she wanted. Holding a basket of flower petals. You look like a real princess, Mom. Claire smiled, tears threatening her mascara. Thank you, baby. Are you nervous? A little. Don't be. Mr. Donovan loves you so much. I know. That's what makes this scary. Why? Because now I have something to lose again. Sky hugged her mother tight. You won't lose him. I promise. Claire kissed the top of her head. I hope you're right. Downstairs, Donovan adjusted his tie for the 5th time. His best man, Marcus Rivera, laughed. You're nervous as hell. Yeah. I am. She's not going to run. It's not that. Donovan looked out the window. Something just feels off. Wedding day jitters. That's all. Maybe. But Donovan couldn't shake it. The ceremony was at his estate. Garden set up. 50 guests. Tight security everywhere. Guards at every entrance. Metal detectors. Guest list verified 3 times. Nothing was getting through. The music started. Guests took their seats. White chairs arranged in perfect rows. Flowers everywhere. An arch covered in roses. Donovan stood at the altar. Heart pounding. Then the doors opened. Sky walked first. Scattering petals with careful steps. Smiling wide. She reached the front. Winked at Donovan. He smiled back. Then Claire appeared. Donovan's breath caught. She walked slowly. Eyes locked on his. Smiling through happy tears. When she reached him, he took her hands. "You're shaking," she whispered. "So are you." They both laughed softly. The officiant began. "Dearly beloved, we are gathered here today to witness the union of Donovan Hayes and Claire Winters." The words felt sacred. Every guest smiled. Skye stood beside them, glowing with pride. "Donovan, do you take Claire to be your lawfully wedded wife?" "I do." His voice strong and certain. "And Claire, do you take Donovan to be your lawfully wedded husband?" "I do." Her voice steady despite the tears. "The rings please." Skye handed them over carefully. Donovan lifted Claire's hand. Slid the ring halfway on her finger. Their eyes met. Everything felt perfect. Then the garden gate exploded open. 3 figures in black masks stormed through. Moving fast. Professional. Guests screamed. Security rushed forward. But the masked figures were faster. 2 blocked the guards. The 3rd went straight for Claire. "No!" Donovan lunged. But someone grabbed him from behind. Held him back. "Claire!" he shouted. The masked figure covered Claire's mouth. Pulled her backward. Her eyes went wide with terror. She reached for Donovan. Their fingers almost touched. Then she was dragged away. Skye screamed. "Mom! M.O.M." She tried to run after her. Donovan grabbed her, holding her back. "Let me go." Skye sobbed. "They're taking her." Security finally broke free. Rushed toward the kidnappers. But it was too late. A black van screeched up. Doors open. They shoved Claire inside. Donovan broke free. Ran toward the van. "Stop." The van peeled away. Tires screaming. He ran after it. Down the driveway. Into the street. But it was gone. Vanished around the corner. Donovan collapsed to his knees. Breathing hard. Hands shaking. Behind him, chaos erupted. Guests panicking. Security calling police. Skye crying uncontrollably. The ring still sat on the ground where it had fallen. Half on Claire's finger when they took her. Donovan picked it up. Hands trembling. Sirens approached in the distance. But all he could see was Claire's terrified face. All he could hear was Skye's screaming. All he could feel was the crushing weight of failure. He'd promised to protect them. And he'd failed. His phone buzzed. Unknown number. He answered with shaking hands. A distorted voice spoke. "Did you really think you could replace her, Donovan? Did you think I'd let you be happy? Who is this?" "Someone who loved Vanessa more than you ever did." The line went dead. And Donovan knew. Rochelle. His dead wife's sister had just destroyed his wedding day. And taken the woman he loved. What would you do if the happiest day of your life became your worst nightmare? Comment below, would you chase them yourself or trust the police? If your heart is racing right now wondering if Claire survives, smash that subscribe button because the next chapter reveals something Skye noticed that no one else saw. Trust me, you need to see how this brilliant little girl saves the day again. Police flooded the estate within minutes. Detective Harris took charge. Interviewing guests. Checking cameras. Gathering evidence. Donovan sat on the porch steps. Numb. Empty. Skye sat beside him. Silent. Tears dried on her face. "We'll find her," Donovan whispered. Skye said nothing. Just stared at the driveway where her mother disappeared. Detective Harris approached. "Mr. Hayes, I need to ask you questions." Donovan looked up. His eyes hollow. "Ask. Who would want to hurt you?" "Too many people." "Anyone specific?" "Trevor Kane. Vanessa's sister Rochelle. The men from the cafe are still missing." The detective wrote everything down. "We'll investigate all leads." "That's not good enough." "It's all we have right now." Donovan stood abruptly. "Then I'll find her myself." "Sir, you need to let us handle this. Like you handled the cafe bombers?" "They're still out there." Detective Harris's jaw tightened. "We're doing everything we can." "It's not enough." Skye tugged Donovan's sleeve. "Stop yelling. Please." He looked down at her. Saw fear in her eyes. He knelt. "I'm sorry. I want my mom back," Skye whispered. "Me too. I promise we'll find her." "How?" Skye wiped her eyes. Then stood straighter. Her face shifting into something focused. "I saw something." "What?" Detective Harris asked. "The van. When they took her." "We have the license plate," the detective said. "It's fake. Leads nowhere." "Not the plate. Something else." "What?" Skye closed her eyes. Remembering. "One of the masked men. When he ran past me. His shoes." "What about them?" "They had red mud on the bottom. Bright red. Like clay." Detective Harris pulled out his notebook. "You're sure?" "Positive. And there was a smell. Like chemicals." "What kind of chemicals?" "Like the stuff they use at construction sites. Mom used to clean one. I know that smell." The detective looked at Donovan. "She's observant." "She saved my life once before," Donovan said quietly. "She notices everything." Harris turned back to Skye. "Anything else?" "The van. It had a dent on the back left panel. And something written in the dirt on the window." "Written? What?" "Numbers. 4 numbers. 2-7-3-8. The detective wrote frantically. "This is good. Really good." Skye continued. "And the man who grabbed my mom. He had a tattoo on his wrist. It said Semper Fi." "That's military," Harris said. "Marine Corps." Donovan's mind raced. Red clay. Construction chemicals. Marine tattoo. Numbers. "Where does red clay like that exist around here?" he asked. The detective thought. Old quarry sites. Some construction zones. Industrial areas. What about 2-7-3-8? Could be anything. Address. Code. Date. Skye spoke up. "Or a unit number." Everyone looked at her. "What do you mean?" Donovan asked. "Like a storage unit. Or a warehouse space." Harris pulled out his phone. Started searching. "There's a storage facility east of town. Old industrial zone. Clay quarries nearby." Donovan stood. "Let's go." "Sir, we need backup. Search warrants." "There's no time. We have to do this right or evidence gets thrown out." Donovan wanted to scream. But he knew Harris was right. "How long?" 2 hours. Maybe 3. Claire might not have 3 hours. Then we move fast." Detective Harris made calls. Organized teams. Got warrants expedited. Donovan paced. Every second felt like torture. Skye sat quietly. Watching. listening. Then Donovan's phone buzzed. Unknown number again. He answered. Where is she? The distorted voice laughed. Somewhere she can think about all the ways she ruined my sister's memory. Rochelle, stop this. Stop. I'm just getting started. What do you want? I want you to suffer. Like I suffered. Like Vanessa suffered while you ignored her. I never ignored Vanessa. Liar. You worked constantly. Missed dinners. Anniversaries. She died alone because you weren't there. That's not true. Isn't it? Donovan's throat tightened. Rochelle continued. Now you'll know what it feels like. To lose someone you love. To be powerless. To watch everything fall apart. Please. Claire has nothing to do with this. She has everything to do with it. She took Vanessa's place. Now she pays for it. The line went dead. Donovan stood frozen. Skye appeared beside him. Was that her? The mean lady? Yes. Is she going to hurt Mom? Donovan knelt down. Looked Skye in the eyes. I won't let that happen. I promise. But even as he said it, fear gripped his heart. Because Rochelle wasn't working alone. And whoever helped her kidnap Claire was still out there. Watching. Waiting. Planning the next move. 2 hours felt like 2 years. Donovan sat in Detective Harris's car. Watching officers prepare. SWAT team. Negotiators. Ambulances on standby. They'd traced the storage facility. Unit 2738. Registered under a fake company. Red clay soil confirmed in satellite images. Chemical plant nearby. Everything matched Skye's observations. She's good, Harris said. Really good. She saved my life once. Now she's saving Claire's. Let's hope we're not too late. Donovan's jaw tightened. We won't be. But fear gnawed at him. What condition would Claire be in? Was she hurt? Scared? Alive? The convoy moved out. No sirens. Quiet approach. Skye stayed behind with 2 officers. Safe. Protected. She'd hugged Donovan before he left. Bring Mom home. I will. I promise. The industrial zone appeared. Abandoned warehouses. Broken windows. Rust everywhere. Storage facility sat at the end. Tall fence. Locked gate. SWAT cut the lock. Moved inside silently. Unit 2738 was in the back corner. Metal door. Padlocked. No windows. Harris signaled. Breach team moved forward. Cut the lock. Pulled the door open. Rushed inside. Donovan followed. The space was dark. Cold. Concrete floor. Flashlights swept the room. Empty. Completely empty. Donovan's heart sank. No. No, no, no. Then an officer called out. Sir. Over here. In the corner sat a chair. Rope on the ground. A woman's shoe. Claire's shoe. Donovan picked it up. Hands shaking. She was here, Harris said. Recently. How recently? Hours. Maybe less. Where is she now? We missed them. Donovan wanted to scream. Punch something. Anything. But then another officer shouted. Found something. A phone. Burner. Left intentionally. It buzzed in the officer's hand. Video message incoming. Everyone gathered around. The video played. Claire appeared on screen. Tied to a chair. Blindfolded. Alive. Donovan's breath caught. She looked terrified but unharmed. Then a distorted voice spoke off camera. "Hello, Donovan. Looking for your bride? Show yourself." Donovan shouted at the screen. The camera shifted. A figure stepped into frame. Face covered by a mask. But the voice was unmistakable. Male. Cold. Familiar. "Remember me?" The mask came off. Trevor Kane. Donovan's blood turned to ice. Surprised? Trevor smiled. "You shouldn't be. You've been stepping on people for years. Now it's your turn to fall." "Where is she?" "Close. But not close enough for you to find in time." "What do you want?" "Everything you have. Your company. Your money. Your reputation. Everything. This isn't about money. No. It's about revenge. 10 years of planning. Waiting for the perfect moment." He leaned closer to the camera. "And that moment is now." Behind him, Claire whimpered softly. Donovan's chest tightened. "Don't hurt her. Then do exactly what I say. Transfer half your assets to this account." Numbers appeared on screen. "You have 2 hours. Or she dies." The video ended. Silence filled the warehouse. Detective Harris spoke first. "We can trace the video. Find the location. Do it. Fast." "Already on it." Donovan pulled out his phone. Called his lawyer. "Prepare asset transfers. Half of everything. Now." "Sir, that's billions of dollars." "I don't care. Do it." He hung up. Then called his head of security. "I need you to find someone. Rochelle Hayes. Vanessa's sister. She's working with Trevor Kane." "On it." He hung up. Looked at the shoe in his hands. Claire's shoe. Proof she was alive. Proof she'd been here. Proof they were running out of time. Harris approached. "We're tracking the video source. Cell tower pings. Should have a location soon." "How soon?" 30 minutes. Maybe less." Donovan nodded. Then his phone buzzed again. Text message. Unknown number. A photo. Claire. Different location. Concrete walls. Small window showing darkness outside. And text below. "Tick-tock, Donovan. Time's running out. And by the way, Rochelle says hello. She's enjoying watching you suffer." Donovan's hands shook with rage. This wasn't just about Trevor's revenge anymore. This was Rochelle's sick game. Using Trevor. Using Claire. Using everything to make Donovan feel the pain she felt losing Vanessa. But what Rochelle didn't know was something simple. Donovan wasn't the same man anymore. He'd lost everything once and survived. He wouldn't lose Claire. Not today. Not ever. His phone rang again. Detective Harris. "We got it. The location. Abandoned factory. 20 minutes north. Let's go." The convoy raced through darkness. Lights flashing. Sirens silent. Every second counted. Every mile closer to Claire. But as they approached the factory, Donovan saw something that made his blood freeze. Smoke rising from the building. And flames beginning to spread. The factory was burning. Flames licked through broken windows. Smoke billowed into the night sky. Donovan jumped out before the car fully stopped. Detective Harris grabbed his arm. You can't go in there. Claire's inside. The building's collapsing. You'll die. I don't care. Fire trucks arrived. Firefighters rushed forward. Setting up hoses. Assessing the structure. The chief approached Harris. How many people inside? At least one hostage. Maybe more suspects. The building's unstable. We need 20 minutes to make it safe. Donovan stepped forward. She doesn't have 20 minutes. Sir, I can't let you enter a burning building. Then I'll go without permission. Donovan started walking. 2 officers grabbed him. Held him back. Let me go. Mr. Hayes, you'll die in there. Harris shouted. Then I die. But I'm not leaving her. A firefighter stepped forward. Full gear. Oxygen tank. I'll go. Tell me where she is. Back corner. Concrete room. Small window. The firefighter nodded. Headed inside with 2 others. Donovan watched helplessly. Smoke thickened. Flames grew higher. Minutes passed like hours. Then Donovan's phone buzzed. Video call. Unknown number. He answered. Trevor Kane's face appeared. Behind him, flames visible through a window. Enjoying the show? Where is she? Donovan demanded. Close. Very close. But you'll never reach her in time. Why are you doing this? Because you destroyed my father. And now I'm destroying what you love. Your father made bad business decisions. That wasn't my fault. You bought his company and gutted it. He lost everything. Killed himself because of you. I didn't know. Ignorance doesn't excuse guilt, Donovan. Behind Trevor, a door opened. Rochelle stepped into frame. Donovan's blood boiled. You. This was your plan all along. Rochelle smiled coldly. Trevor wanted your money. I wanted your suffering. We helped each other. Vanessa wouldn't want this. Don't you dare speak her name. Rochelle screamed. You don't deserve to say it. She loved me. And she'd be ashamed of you right now. Rochelle's face twisted. Liar. She wanted me happy. She told me before she died. Don't be alone forever. Rochelle's eyes filled with tears. Stop. She made me promise. To find love again. To live. Rochelle's hand went to her mouth. Trevor stepped in front of the camera. Enough. Time's up, Donovan. Your bride burns. Just like my father burned financially. He ended the call. Donovan screamed in frustration. Then the firefighter's voice crackled over the radio. We found her. Back corner. She's alive. Relief flooded through Donovan. Is she okay? Smoke inhalation. Possible burns. But conscious. Get her out. Buildings collapsing. We need to move fast. Donovan pushed forward. Officers struggled to hold him. Then the firefighters emerged. 2 carrying a stretcher. Claire on it. Face covered in soot. Coughing violently. But alive. Donovan broke free. Ran to her. Claire. Claire. Her eyes opened. Found him. Oven. I'm here. You're safe. Sky. She's safe. Waiting for you. Claire coughed hard. Grabbed his hand weakly. Paramedics loaded her into an ambulance. Donovan climbed in beside her. Sir, family only. I'm her husband. The ceremony wasn't finished. Close enough. The ambulance doors closed. They raced toward the hospital. Sirens screaming. Claire's breathing was shallow. Oxygen mask over her face. Donovan held her hand, whispering, "You're going to be okay. I promise." Behind them, the factory collapsed. Flames consumed everything. Detective Harris called Donovan. "Trevor and Rochelle are still in there. The building came down." "Are they?" "We don't know yet. Search and rescue is going in." Donovan didn't care about them right now. Only Claire mattered. At the hospital, doctors rushed her into emergency. Donovan waited outside, pacing, praying. An officer brought Sky. She ran to him. "Where's Mom?" "Inside. The doctors are helping her." "Is she okay?" "I think so." Sky buried her face in his chest, sobbing. Hours passed. Finally, a doctor emerged. "Mr. Hayes?" Donovan stood. "Yes?" "She's stable. Smoke inhalation. Minor burns. But she'll recover fully." Donovan nearly collapsed with relief. "Can I see her?" "She's asking for you." He entered the room. Claire lay in bed. Oxygen tubes. Bandages on her arms. But awake. Alive. Donovan sat beside her. Took her hand gently. "Hey." Claire smiled weakly. "Hey yourself. You scared me. You saved me. Sky saved you." She saw things no one else did. "Smart kid. You're smart kid." They sat quietly. Just breathing. Just existing. Then Claire whispered. "Finish the ceremony." "What?" "Marry me. Right now." "Claire, you just survived." "I don't want to wait anymore." Donovan's eyes filled with tears. He kissed her forehead gently. "Okay. We'll make it official." But as he stood to find someone who could marry them, Detective Harris burst through the door. His face pale. "What?" Donovan asked. "We found 2 bodies in the factory." "Trevor and Rochelle?" Harris shook his head slowly. "No. 2 of Trevor's men. Burned beyond recognition." "Then where are Trevor and Rochelle?" "Gone. They escaped before the collapse." Donovan's blood went cold. "And there's something else." "What?" "We found evidence. Plans. Emails. This wasn't the end of their plan." "What do you mean?" Harris showed him a recovered phone. They were planning something bigger. Something targeting Sky. Donovan's world stopped. "Targeting Sky? What are you talking about?" Harris pulled up emails on the recovered phone. "Trevor and Rochelle have been communicating for months. The wedding kidnapping was phase 1. What's phase 2? Harris scrolled through messages. His face darkened. "They plan to take Sky next. Use her to force you to sign over your entire company. Over my dead body. That might have been phase 3. Claire sat up in bed despite the pain. "Where is she? Where's Sky?" "Safe. 2 officers are with her in the waiting room." "Not good enough," Donovan said. "I want her in protective custody. Now. Already arranged. Safe house. 24-hour guard." Donovan nodded. "Then we find Trevor and Rochelle before they find her. We're searching everywhere. Roadblocks. Airports. Bus stations." "They won't run," Claire whispered. Her voice weak but certain. Everyone looked at her. "What do you mean?" Donovan asked. "When they had me. I heard them talking. They're not running. They're finishing what they started. Did they say how? Claire closed her eyes, remembering. Trevor kept saying, the girl is the final piece. And Rochelle kept laughing about how you'd lose everything that matters. Donovan's fists clenched. Detective Harris's phone rang. He answered. Listened. His face went pale. We found Rochelle. Where? At your estate. She broke into the guest house. Looking for something. Is she in custody? Officers are surrounding the property now. Donovan stood. I'm going. Sir, let us handle. No. This ends today. Claire grabbed his hand. Don't do anything stupid. I won't. But I need to face her. Be careful. Always. He kissed her forehead. Then left. 20 minutes later, Donovan arrived at his estate. Police cars everywhere. Lights flashing. Detective Harris met him at the gate. She's inside. Armed. Refusing to surrender. Armed with what? Gun. We're trying to negotiate. Let me talk to her. That's not protocol. She's not doing this for money or logic. She's doing it for grief. Let me talk to her. Harris hesitated. Then nodded. 5 minutes. That's all. Donovan approached the guest house. A megaphone handed to him. Rochelle. It's Donovan. I want to talk. Silence. Then a window opened slightly. Rochelle's voice, broken and raw. There's nothing to say. Yes, there is. Please. Just talk to me. Why? So you can lie again? Pretend you loved my sister? I did love her. With everything I had. Then why did you move on so fast? Because she told me to. Silence. Before she died, Donovan continued, voice cracking. She made me promise. She said, don't spend your life alone. Find happiness again. You're lying. I'm not. She wrote me a letter. I've never shown anyone. But I'll show you. Slowly, the door opened. Rochelle stood there. Gun in hand. Eyes red and swollen. Show me. Donovan slowly reached into his jacket. Pulled out a worn envelope. He'd carried it every day since Vanessa died. He walked closer. Handed it to Rochelle. She opened it with shaking hands. Read. Tears streamed down her face. The letter said everything. Vanessa's handwriting. Her words. Donovan, if you're reading this, I'm gone. Don't grieve forever. Don't close your heart. Find someone who makes you laugh again. Love again. Live again. That's all I want for you. Promise me. Promise you'll be happy. Rochelle collapsed to her knees. Sobbing. The gun fell from her hand. Officers rushed in. Secured the weapon. Handcuffed her gently. But Rochelle just cried. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I just missed her so much. Sometimes the villains in our stories are just broken people who never healed. If this moment hit you in the heart, let us know in the comments where you're watching from and what you think about Rochelle's breakdown. And listen, if you've been hooked on Sky and Donovan's journey, subscribe so you don't miss how this all ends. I know, Donovan whispered. I miss her too. As they led Rochelle away, she looked back. Trevor won't stop. He's obsessed. He'll come for that little girl. Where is he? I don't know. He didn't tell me his final plan. Just said it happens tonight. Donovan's blood ran cold. Tonight. He turned to Harris. Where's Sky? Safe house. Locked down. Nobody gets in. Call them. Make sure she's okay. Harris dialed. Waited. No answer. He tried again. Nothing. His face went white. Get units to that safe house. Now. The convoy raced through the city. Sirens screaming. Lights flashing. Donovan's heart pounded. Please let her be okay. Please. They arrived at the safe house. Front door open. Officers down. Unconscious but breathing. Drugged. And inside, on the kitchen table, a note. Thanks for making this easy. The girl's with me now. If you want her back alive, come to where this all started. Alone. 1 hour. Or she dies. T. Donovan's hands shook. Where this all started. The cafe. The place Sky first overheard the poisoning plot. Trevor had taken her back to the beginning. And now Donovan had 1 hour to save her life. Donovan's world stopped. Targeting Sky? What are you talking about? Harris pulled up emails on the recovered phone. Trevor and Rochelle have been communicating for months. The wedding kidnapping was phase 1. Phase 2 was taking Sky to force you to sign over everything. Over my dead body. That's why we're moving her to protective custody. Now. Before they try anything. Claire sat up in bed despite the pain. Where is she right now? Waiting room. 4 officers. Armed. Not enough, Donovan said. I want her in a federal safe house. Maximum security. Already arranged. We move her in 20 minutes. Donovan exhaled slightly. Good. But we still need to find Trevor and Rochelle, Harris said. They won't run, Claire whispered. Her voice weak but certain. What do you mean? Donovan asked. When they had me, I heard them talking. They're planning one final move. Something big. Tonight. Did they say what? Claire closed her eyes, remembering. Trevor kept saying, when Hayes loses everything, we've won. Donovan's jaw tightened. Harris's phone rang. He answered. Listened. His face changed. We found Rochelle. Where? At your estate. She broke into the guest house. Is she in custody? Officers are surrounding the property now. Donovan stood. I'm going. Sir. This ends today. With me facing her. Claire grabbed his hand. Be careful. Always. He kissed her forehead. Then left. 20 minutes later, Donovan arrived at his estate. Police cars everywhere. Lights flashing. Harris met him at the gate. She's inside. Alone. Armed. Refusing to surrender. Let me talk to her. That's dangerous. She won't hurt me. This is about Vanessa. Let me talk. Harris hesitated. 5 minutes. We'll have sharpshooters ready. Donovan approached the guest house. Rochelle. It's Donovan. Please talk to me. Silence. Then a window cracked open. There's nothing to say. Yes, there is. About Vanessa. Don't say her name. She was my wife. I loved her. Then why did you replace her so fast? Because she told me to. Silence. Before she died, Donovan continued, voice breaking. She made me promise. She said, don't be alone forever. Find love again. Be happy. You're lying. I have her letter. The one she wrote before she died. Let me show you. Slowly, the door opened. Rochelle stood there. Gun lowered but still in hand. Eyes swollen from crying. "Show me." Donovan slowly pulled out a worn envelope. Carried it every day. He walked closer. Handed it over. Rochelle opened it with shaking hands. "Read Vanessa's handwriting. Donovan, if you're reading this, I'm gone. Don't grieve forever. Don't close your heart. Find someone who makes you laugh again. Love again. Live again. That's all I want for you. Promise me. Promise you'll be happy." Rochelle's face crumpled. The gun fell from her hand. She collapsed to her knees, sobbing. Officers moved in quickly. Secured the weapon. Handcuffed her gently. "I'm sorry," Rochelle cried. "I'm so sorry. I just missed her so much." "I know," Donovan whispered. "I miss her too. But you were going to hurt innocent people. Claire. Sky. They didn't deserve that." "I know. I wasn't thinking. I just wanted you to hurt like I hurt." As they led Rochelle to a police car, she looked back. "Trevor's the dangerous one. He won't stop. He's planning something tonight." "Where is he?" "I don't know. He didn't trust me with details. Just said it ends tonight." Harris approached Donovan. "We need to move Sky now. Federal agents are here." A black SUV pulled up. 3 federal agents stepped out. Professional. Alert. One approached. "Special Agent Morrison. We're taking the girl to a secure facility. Undisclosed location. Full protection." Sky appeared, escorted by officers. She saw Donovan and ran to him. "What's happening?" "You're going somewhere safe for a little while." "Why?" "Because some bad people are still out there. But these agents will protect you." Sky looked scared. "What about you? And Mom?" "We'll be fine. And we'll see you very soon. Promise?" "Promise." Sky hugged him tight. The agents waited patiently. Then Sky pulled back. Looked up at Donovan. "Catch the bad guys. Okay?" "Okay." She climbed into the SUV. Agents secured her. The vehicle drove away with a police escort. Donovan watched until it disappeared. Harris stood beside him. "She's safe now. Trevor can't reach her." "Good. Now let's find him. We've got units everywhere. Airports. Train stations. He can't hide forever." Then Donovan's phone rang. Unknown number. He answered. "Trevor?" The voice was cold and bitter. "You think you've won? It's over, Trevor. Rochelle's in custody. Claire's safe. Sky's protected." Trevor laughed darkly. "You're right. It is over. But not the way you think." "What does that mean?" "It means if I can't destroy you one way, I'll destroy you another." The line went dead. Harris's phone buzzed immediately. He answered. Listened. His face went white. "What?" Donovan demanded. "Trevor just walked into Channel 7 News. He's doing a live interview. Right now." "About what?" "Everything. Your business deals. The factories you closed. The people who lost jobs. He's destroying your reputation on live television." Donovan's stomach dropped. This was Trevor's final play. Not violence. Not kidnapping. Public destruction. And it was happening right now. Donovan raced to Channel 7 News. Harris followed in a separate car. Officers behind them. But they couldn't stop a live broadcast. Trevor had planned this perfectly. By the time they arrived, he'd been on air for 10 minutes. Donovan burst into the station. Pushed past security. A producer tried to stop him. "Sir, you can't. That man is lying about me. He's a guest. He has First Amendment rights." Donovan watched the monitor. Trevor sat across from a news anchor. Calm. Composed. Deadly. For 10 years, Trevor was saying, Donovan Hayes has destroyed lives. My father's company was just one of hundreds he gutted. The anchor leaned forward. You're saying Mr. Hayes deliberately ruined these businesses? Not deliberately. Worse. He didn't care enough to check what happened after he bought them. Donovan's fists clenched. The anchor continued. We reached out to Hayes Industries for comment. They declined. Because I didn't know about this interview until now. Donovan shouted at the screen. Harris pulled him aside. Let him talk. He's emotional. Angry. He'll make mistakes. I need to respond. Not like this. Not while you're angry. But Donovan couldn't just stand there. Trevor continued on screen. My father killed himself because of Hayes's negligence. And he's not alone. Dozens of families destroyed. Jobs lost. Lives ruined. He pulled out documents. I have proof. Bank statements. Emails. Company records showing Hayes knew these closures would devastate communities. And he did it anyway. The anchor examined the papers. These appear authentic. Because they are. Donovan Hayes built his empire on the backs of broken people. Donovan's phone exploded with notifications. Social media erupting. News alerts. Stock prices dropping. His entire reputation crumbling in real time. Harris grabbed his shoulder. We need a statement. Fast. Professional. I need to go on air. Right now. The producer overheard. You want to respond? Live? Yes. This is highly irregular. I don't care. Put me on or I'll sue this station for defamation. The producer hesitated. Then spoke into her headset. Moments later, the anchor's earpiece crackled. On screen, she straightened. Mr. Kane, it appears Donovan Hayes has just arrived at our studio. Would you be willing to face him directly? Trevor smiled coldly. I'd love to. The producer led Donovan to the set. He walked on camera. Sat across from Trevor. The anchor looked between them. Gentlemen, we're live. Keep this civil. Trevor leaned back. Hello, Donovan. Finally showing your face? I came to set the record straight. Please. Enlighten us. Donovan looked directly at the camera. 10 years ago, my company acquired Kane Manufacturing. I was told all employees would be retained. I was told the transition would be smooth. And you believe that? Trevor interrupted. I trusted my team to handle details. That was my mistake. Mistake? Trevor's voice rose. My father died. And I'm sorry. Truly. But I didn't know what happened until months later. Convenient. It's the truth. When I found out, I tried to help. Offered severance packages. Job placement programs. Too little, too late. Donovan turned to Trevor. You're right. It wasn't enough. Nothing could undo that pain. But destroying me won't bring your father back. No. But it'll make you understand loss. I already do. I lost my wife 3 years ago. I know what grief does to people. Trevor's expression flickered. But grief doesn't justify what you've done, Donovan continued. Kidnapping. Arson. Terrorizing innocent people. Innocent? Trevor laughed. That woman you're marrying? She's just another replacement. Another way to avoid facing what you've done. Claire has nothing to do with this. She has everything to do with this. She's proof you move on while people like my father stay buried. The anchor interrupted. Mr. Kane, are you admitting to the kidnapping? Trevor froze. Realized his mistake. Detective Harris stepped onto the set. Trevor Kane, you're under arrest. Officers moved in. Trevor stood quickly. This isn't over. Yes, it is, Donovan said quietly. They handcuffed Trevor. Read him his rights. Led him away while cameras captured everything. The anchor turned to Donovan. Mr. Hayes, do you have anything else to say? Donovan looked at the camera. I'm not perfect. I've made mistakes. Hurt people without meaning to. But I'm trying to be better. To do better. He paused. And to Claire Winters, who's watching from a hospital bed. I love you. And I'm coming home. The broadcast ended. Donovan left the studio. His phone still exploding with messages. But only one mattered. A text from Claire. I love you too. Come home. Let's finish getting married. Donovan smiled for the first time in hours. It was finally over. Or so he thought. Donovan returned to the hospital. Found Claire sitting up in bed. Color returning to her face. She smiled when he walked in. You were amazing on TV. I was angry. You were honest. That's better. He sat beside her. Took her hand gently. How are you feeling? Better. Doctors say I can leave tomorrow. Good. Because we have a wedding to finish. Claire laughed softly. In a hospital chapel? Anywhere. I don't care where. Just want to marry you. They kissed gently. Then Donovan's phone rang. Special Agent Morrison. Mr. Hayes, just checking in. Skies secure. No issues. Thank you. When can we see her? Give us 48 hours. Make sure all threats are neutralized. Understood. He hung up. Claire squeezed his hand. She's safe. That's what matters. I know. But I miss her already. Me too. That night, Donovan stayed at the hospital. Slept in the chair beside Claire's bed. Morning came with sunlight through the windows. A doctor entered. Checked Claire's vitals. Smiled. You're cleared to go home. Really? Really? Just take it easy. No strenuous activity. Does getting married count as strenuous? Donovan asked. The doctor laughed. I'll allow it. They discharged Claire by noon. Donovan drove her home slowly. Carefully. The estate looked different now. Police tape removed. Windows repaired. Everything cleaned. But the memory of the kidnapping lingered. Claire stood in the driveway, staring at where she was taken. You okay? Donovan asked. Just processing. We can move. Find a new place. No. She shook her head. This is home. I won't let them take that from us. Donovan smiled. You're stronger than you know. I learned from Sky. They went inside. That evening, Detective Harris called. Good news. Trevor and Rochelle are both being held without bail. Multiple charges. They're not getting out. That is good news. There's something else. What? During Trevor's interrogation, he admitted to bribing the two men from the cafe. Chen and his partner. He paid them to poison your restaurant. So it was all connected. From the beginning. Trevor orchestrated everything. Used your enemies. Funded their operations. All to destroy you. Why so elaborate? Because he wanted you to suffer. Quick revenge wasn't enough. Well, he failed. Yes. He did. After hanging up, Donovan felt a weight lift. It was truly over. Or so he thought. 2 days later, Special Agent Morrison called. Mr. Hayes, Sky's ready to come home. Thank God. When? We're bringing her now. Should arrive in an hour. Donovan told Claire immediately. She's coming home. Claire burst into tears. Happy tears. They waited on the porch. Watching the driveway. Finally, the black SUV appeared. Pulled up to the house. The door opened. Sky jumped out. Ran straight to them. Mom. Donovan. They caught her in a tight hug. All three of them crying and laughing. I missed you so much, Claire whispered. I missed you too. The agents were nice, but I wanted to come home. You're home now. Safe. They went inside together. Sky talked non-stop. About the safe house. The agents. Everything she'd missed. That night, they had dinner together. Like a real family. Sky looked at both of them. So when's the wedding? The real one? Donovan and Claire exchanged glances. Soon, Donovan said. Very soon. Can it be just us this time? Sky asked. No big crowd? Just us sounds perfect, Claire agreed. They planned quietly. Small ceremony. Garden. Just family. 3 days later, everything was ready. Morning arrived with perfect weather. Claire wore her dress. Sky wore purple again. Donovan stood at the garden arch, simple setup. No guests. Just an officiant. The music played softly. Claire and Sky walked together. When they reached Donovan, all three joined hands. The officiant smiled. Dearly beloved, we are gathered here. Wait, Sky interrupted. Everyone looked at her. I want to say something first. Of course, sweetheart, Claire said. Sky looked at Donovan. Thank you. For saving us. For loving my mom. For being my family. Donovan's eyes filled with tears. Thank you for saving me first. The ceremony continued. Vows exchanged. Rings placed. No interruptions. No drama. No fear. Just love. I now pronounce you husband and wife. Donovan kissed Claire. Sky cheered. Everything felt perfect. Later that evening, after celebrating quietly, Donovan's phone buzzed. Email notification. From an unknown sender. Subject line, congratulations on your wedding. But you should know something. He opened it. A single sentence. Trevor Kane has a brother. And he's not happy. Attached was a photo. A man. Older than Trevor. Harder features. Standing outside Donovan's estate. Timestamp, today. 2 hours ago. Donovan's blood went cold. It wasn't over. Donovan showed the email to Detective Harris immediately. Harris arrived within 20 minutes. Studied the photo. That's Marcus Kane. Trevor's older brother. Different last name. Mother's maiden name. Where is he now? Unknown. But if he was here 2 hours ago, he's close. Donovan's jaw tightened. I need protection on my family. Now. Already arranged. Units are positioning around your property. That night, nobody slept well. Donovan checked cameras every 30 minutes. Guards patrolled constantly. Claire and Sky stayed in the main house. Together. Safe. Morning came with fog and tension. Then the doorbell rang. Everyone froze. Donovan checked the camera feed. A man stood at the gate. Hands visible. No weapons. Alone. Marcus Kane. Harris moved toward the door. Stay back. Let me handle this. He opened the door. Hand on his weapon. Marcus spoke calmly through the intercom. I'm not here to hurt anyone. I just want to talk. About what? Harris demanded. About my brother. And what he did. Harris looked at Donovan. Your call. Let him in. But search him first. Officers met Marcus at the gate. Patted him down thoroughly. No weapons. No devices. They brought him to the porch. Marcus was older than Trevor. Mid-50s. Gray hair. Tired eyes. He looked at Donovan. I'm sorry for what my brother did. Donovan said nothing. Just waited. Marcus continued. Trevor and I haven't spoken in 8 years. We had a falling out after our father died. Why? Because I told him to let it go. That destroying you wouldn't bring Dad back. He didn't listen. No. He became obsessed. Spent years planning. I tried to stop him but he cut me out of his life. So why are you here now? Marcus pulled out an envelope. I found this in Trevor's apartment. After his arrest. Thought you should see it. He handed it to Donovan. Inside were documents. Bank statements. Property deeds. All in Sky's name. Donovan's blood ran cold. What is this? Trevor transferred assets into accounts he couldn't access. Then listed Sky as the beneficiary. If anything happened to you or your wife, everything would go to her. Why? Marcus's voice dropped. Because even in his hatred, Trevor couldn't let a child suffer. He remembered being young when Dad died. Remembered the pain. He didn't want that for Sky. Even in his hatred, Trevor couldn't hurt a child. That's the kind of twist that makes you rethink everything, right? Drop a comment. Did Trevor deserve redemption or was it too little, too late? And if you've been with us this whole journey, hit subscribe because we're building a community of people who love deep, emotional stories about family, survival, and second chances. Only 2 chapters left. Don't miss the ending. Donovan stared at the documents. This doesn't make sense. Grief doesn't make sense, Mr. Hayes. Trevor was broken. Doing terrible things while trying to protect the innocent. That doesn't excuse what he did. No. It doesn't. But I thought you should know he wasn't completely lost. Donovan looked at Harris. Is this legitimate? Harris examined the papers. Appears to be. We'll verify with forensic accountants. Marcus stood. I'm not asking for forgiveness on his behalf. Just wanted you to know the full picture. Why? Donovan asked. Because I lost my father. Then I lost my brother to hatred. I don't want to lose my humanity too. He turned to leave. Wait, Claire said, stepping forward. Thank you. For coming here. For being honest. Marcus nodded. Take care of your family, Mrs. Hayes. He walked away. Officers escorted him to the gate. Donovan watched him disappear. That was unexpected, Harris said. Yeah. Do you believe him? I don't know. But those documents are real. We'll investigate thoroughly. Make sure there are no other threats. Please do. Over the next week, agents verified everything. Marcus was telling the truth. No threats. No plans. Just a brother trying to make sense of tragedy. Trevor remained in custody, facing decades in prison. Rochelle was undergoing psychiatric evaluation. Court-ordered treatment. The men from the cafe were captured, facing federal charges. Every threat neutralized. Finally, Donovan, Claire, and Skye sat together one evening. The house quiet. Peaceful. Is it really over? Claire asked. Donovan nodded. Really over. Skye leaned against him. Good. I'm tired of being scared. Me too, baby. Me too. They sat in comfortable silence. Then Claire spoke. I want to do something. What? Something good. With everything we've been through. I want to help other people. Like what? I don't know yet. But something meaningful. Donovan smiled. Whatever you want. I'm in. Skye perked up. Can I help too? Of course. They spent the evening brainstorming. Ideas flowing. Hope building. For the first time in months, the future felt bright. No threats. No fear. No danger. Just a family. Healing. Growing. Moving forward. Together. 6 months passed. Life transformed in ways none of them expected. Claire launched the Winters Hayes Foundation. Named after both her late husband Marcus and their new family. Mission. Help families dealing with grief, trauma, and financial hardship. She worked with Dr. Brooks to create programs. Therapy access. Job training. Emergency housing. Everything she wished she'd had when Marcus died. Donovan funded it fully. Poured resources into making it real. Skye helped too. Became the face of their youth program. Speaking at schools about resilience and noticing when people need help. Her story went viral. The 8-year-old who saved a billionaire and later helped solve a kidnapping. News outlets called her a hero. But Skye just called herself observant. One afternoon, they held their first foundation event. Community center. Hundreds of families attending. Free therapy sessions. Job fairs. Financial counseling. Claire stood at the podium. Nervous but determined. 2 years ago, I lost everything. My husband died. My mind broke. My daughter had to take care of me instead of the other way around. The crowd listened intently. I know what it's like to feel invisible. To pack lunches other people mock. To work 3 jobs and still not have enough. She paused, composing herself. But someone saw me. Someone believed in my daughter when she warned him about danger. And that changed everything. She looked at Donovan standing in the back. He smiled. This foundation exists because we believe everyone deserves to be seen. To be heard. To be helped. Applause filled the room. After her speech, families approached. Sharing stories. Asking for help. Finding hope. One woman grabbed Claire's hand. My husband died last year. I have 3 kids. I don't know how to keep going. Claire pulled her into a hug. You're not alone anymore. The woman broke down crying. Claire held her. Understanding completely. Later that evening, back at home, they sat on the porch. Sky between them. Stars scattered overhead. Today was amazing, Sky said. It was just the beginning, Claire replied. I'm proud of you, Donovan said. Both of you. Claire rested her head on his shoulder. We did this together. They sat in peaceful silence. Then Sky spoke quietly. I've been thinking about something. What, baby? Claire asked. About Dad. Marcus. Claire tensed slightly. What about him? I don't want to forget him. But I also love Donovan now. Is that okay? Claire's eyes filled with tears. Of course it's okay. You can love both, Donovan added gently. Love doesn't replace. It adds. Sky looked up at him. So you're like my second dad? If you want me to be. Sky smiled. I do. Donovan pulled her close. Nothing would make me happier. Claire wiped her eyes. We're a family. All of us. Including the memory of Marcus. He'd be proud of you, Mom. I think so too. They sat together. Three people who'd been broken individually but became whole together. Donovan's phone buzzed. He glanced at it. Then smiled. What? Claire asked. Email from the foundation. 5 more families just signed up for programs. That's wonderful. And there's something else. What? An anonymous donation. $10 million. Claire gasped. Who? The message says, from someone who understands loss. Use it to help others find hope. Donovan showed her the email. Sender, M. Kane. Marcus Kane, Claire whispered. Trevor's brother. He's helping, Donovan said quietly. Trying to create good from his family's pain. Just like us, Sky added. Just like us. The night grew darker. Stars brighter. Inside the house, phones kept buzzing. More families reaching out. More lives being touched. What started as tragedy had become purpose. What began with a little girl hearing danger had transformed into a movement of hope. And tomorrow, they'd wake up and do it all over again. Helping people. Saving lives in different ways. Together. As a family. But as Donovan locked the doors that night, checking on Sky asleep in her room and Claire reading in bed, he realized something profound. He'd spent years building an empire. But this small family was his greatest achievement. And nothing would ever threaten it again. 1 year later. Sky stood on stage at the Foundation's annual gala. 9 years old now. Confident. Poised. Extraordinary. The ballroom filled with hundreds of people. Donors. Families helped. Community leaders. She held the microphone steady. No fear in her voice. 2 years ago, kids threw my lunch away. Called it poor people food. I felt invisible. The room went silent. But someone saw me. Mr. Donovan Hayes stopped and listened when I warned him about danger. She looked at Donovan sitting at the front table. He smiled, eyes already wet. He didn't have to believe an 8-year-old. But he did. And that changed my life. My mom's life. Everything. Claire squeezed Donovan's hand under the table. Now our foundation has helped over 2,000 families. Given them therapy. Jobs. Hope. Dignity. Applause started softly. Then grew. Because when one person chooses to see someone others ignore, everything changes. Standing ovation. Sky smiled. Waved. Walked off stage into her mother's arms. Claire held her tight. I'm so proud of you. I learned from you, Mom. You never gave up. Even when it was hard. We never give up, Donovan added, joining the hug. That's what families do. Later that evening, they drove home together. City lights blurring past the windows. Sky fell asleep in the back seat. Exhausted but happy. She's amazing, Claire whispered. She gets it from you. Claire shook her head. She gets it from surviving. From watching us survive. They pulled into the driveway. Home. Safe. Complete. Donovan carried Sky inside. Tucked her into bed. Kissed her forehead. Good night, sweetheart. Love you, Dad, she mumbled sleepily. Dad. The word still made his heart swell. He'd legally adopted her 6 months ago. Sky had asked for it. Claire had cried through the entire ceremony. Now she was officially Sky Hayes Winters. Carrying both fathers' names. Honoring both families. Downstairs, Claire poured tea. They sat on the porch like they did that first night years ago. Do you ever think about how this all started? Claire asked. Every day. A little girl with a lunch nobody wanted. A man too busy to notice people. And somehow we found each other. Saved each other. Donovan turned to her. I was dead inside before I met you. Just working. Existing. Not living. I was broken. Barely surviving. Look at us now. They kissed softly. The foundation continued growing. Expanding to 3 more cities. Helping thousands. Sky thrived at school. Honor roll. Friends. Confidence. Claire became a national advocate for mental health and grief support. Donovan restructured his entire company. Fair wages. Employee support programs. Ethical practices. Trevor Kane remained in prison. Participating in therapy. Writing letters of apology to everyone he'd hurt. Slowly finding redemption. Rochelle completed treatment. Estranged but healing. Working as a grief counselor, channeling her pain into helping others. Marcus Kane joined the foundation board. Using his business expertise for good. Honoring his father's memory properly. Everything broken had been transformed into something beautiful. 6 months later, they stood together at a community kitchen. The same one where Donovan first met Sky. Full circle. They were serving meals. Claire, Donovan, and Sky side by side. Helping families who looked just like they once did. A little boy approached. Maybe 7. Worn clothes. Shy smile. He held out a dented lunchbox. Someone threw this away, he whispered. But I think it's still good. Sky knelt down. Looked him in the eyes. It's not just good. It's perfect. Because someone who loves you made it. The boy smiled. What's your name? Sky asked. David. Well, David, you're not alone anymore. We see you. The boy's mother appeared. Exhausted. Scared. Barely holding on. Claire recognized that look immediately. She approached gently. Hi. I'm Claire. Can we talk? And just like that, another family's life changed. Because someone chose to see them. To listen. To help. That evening, they drove home together. Sky looked out the window. Smiling softly. What are you thinking about? Donovan asked. How one lunch can change everything. Claire laughed. It really can. They pulled into the driveway. Lights glowing warm from every window. Home. Not just a house. Not just a place. But a family built from broken pieces. Held together by choice, not obligation. By love, not blood. Sky grabbed both their hands as they walked inside. Best family ever, she said. Best family ever, they agreed. And somewhere in heaven, Marcus Winters and Vanessa Hayes smiled. Watching the people they loved find happiness again. Watching broken things become whole. Watching love multiply instead of divide. Because that's what real love does. It doesn't replace. It doesn't forget. It grows. It transforms. It saves. And sometimes, it starts with a little girl brave enough to speak when others stay silent.